tonight on Stringers.
Here he comes, here he comes, here he comes! Whoa, 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 watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out! If he goes left, he's gonna hit water.
A wild pursuit leads straight into the ocean.
My brother never calls me and tells me to come home quickly. He's panicking about something.
A raging fire puts a stringer in the news. And chaos reigns when two trains collide.
This is unbelievable. I've never seen anything like this before.
We're riding shotgun with Stringers, LA. It's a hot night in LA. Stringer Scott Lane is on the tail of a half a dozen highway patrol units chasing a stolen SUV through city streets.
Let's go. Come on.
Are you kidding me? Dude.
With a passing shot in the bag, Scott has to catch up fast. He's glued to his scanners, but also watches for clues from the police chopper above. The suspect keeps dodging between highway and surface streets, and Scott needs to keep up to get the takedown.
He's on the 710 freeway. He's coming northbound. I see the helicopter. Where are you? 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 There you are. Oh, we're gonna totally beat him. All right.
Officers have been in hot pursuit for over half an hour, but the driver isn't ready to give up, and neither is Scott.
Whoa! Nice! Dude, that's another one! Come on, come on, come on, come on!
Now, Scott has two passing shots, but to guarantee a spot on the news, he needs a dramatic finale.
This thing's not over. This guy keeps going and going and going. Thank you very much, Mr. Bad Guy.
Just down the street from Disneyland, police have cornered a drunk driver, and stringer Brent Sporn is there for the standoff.
I'm gonna try to get this takedown here. They surrounded the vehicle. So let's check this out.
The suspect refuses to move, leaving the cops with no choice but to use force.
This guy is totally surrounded. He is not giving up. He's not gonna get out anywhere.
Police fire a round of rubber bullets. When that fails, they shoot pepper balls into the truck. The driver opens his door for air, but still refuses to give up. Officers have one last tactic before they go to their guns.
They're gonna send this freaking dog in. This guy's toast.
Within seconds, police have their man.
This guy is in custody now. We're out of here. We're gonna go feed this. We're gonna make a clean sweep on this one.
Anaheim police fired rubber bullets and pepper spray into the car of a man who led them on a high-speed pursuit, where officers surrounded the truck and arrested him. Still no word on why the suspect refused to pull over for police in the first place.
15 miles away, Scott has been following the same high-speed chase for almost an hour, on and off the freeway. It doesn't look like the driver is stopping anytime soon.
This is the most fun a stringer can have, because I'm trying to outdo a bad guy right now. All right, here he comes, here he comes. Dude, that guy's flying. Whoa, nice. This guy keeps going and going and going.
Suddenly, the driver heads for side streets without slowing down. Scott jumps out to capture the action, putting himself directly in harm's way.
Here he comes, here he comes, here he comes.
The driver barrels through a construction site, missing Scott by inches.
Whoa, 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 watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Oh, dude, he's driving awesome.
Scott knows he's got the makings of a blockbuster story and an exclusive.
Because of the time right now, there's no news helicopters and there's no news cameraman. There might be a stringer or two, but unless the stringer got ran over, he ain't gonna have a better shot than I do. Yeah, go!
The driver is now headed straight for the ocean.
Where he's going, it's gonna end. And he's gonna have a choice to go left or right. If he goes left, it's an isthmus. He's gonna hit water. He didn't go left or right. He went straight. He's on the sand right now. No way.
The suspect ditches his car and dives into the ocean, hoping to swim away. 2 police cars race after him and get stuck in the sand.
We're gonna go to the end here and see if we can get a wet suspect. Yeah, he's right over there. You know what though, what's cool is after all is said and done, nobody got hurt, everybody's safe, little bit of comic relief. Couldn't ask for anything more. Well, actually I could, I take that back. You always can ask for more.
Coming up, a rookie stringer rushes headfirst into a national disaster.
This is unbelievable. I've never seen anything like this before.
And a veteran hurls himself into the line of fire.
Oh, they pepper sprayed him.
It's rush hour, and 2 of LA's top stringers are getting ready for a busy night. While Austin Raishbrook heads home to grab his camera, his twin brother Howard is stuck in traffic. Suddenly, Howard hears about a train crash north of the city.
Train derailment. It's a freight train into a metro link. I think that's Chatsworth area. There you go.
126 squad 111.
Okay, first unit on scene reports a metro link on fire. They're adding LAPD and all the police forces as well.
Incident Pledge 23 214.
Oh, This is going to be bad. This is going to be really bad.
A disaster of this magnitude will be a national story, but Howard's almost 40 miles away. With news helicopters already on scene, he'll never get there in time to get the best footage. So instead, he tips off a colleague, rookie stringer Jon Talent.
You heard about the train crash, right? It's on the, it's just south of the 118 at Topanga Canyon.
You gotta be kidding me.
I'm 45 minutes to an hour away at least.
I could be there 5-10 minutes, Howard.
Hey, you know what? The news choppers are going to be overhead, but you will definitely be the first on the ground.
This is a KTLA special report. We are no longer programming for children. Adult supervision is recommended.
Good afternoon. I'm Emmett Miller. We have breaking news to tell you about right now. A Metrolink commuter train and a freight train apparently have collided in the San Fernando Valley of Los Angeles. Right now, the preliminary information that we have is that 23 people have been injured, 2 dead.
As John nears the crash site, there's a problem. Access roads are closed to everyone except emergency vehicles.
I can hear the sirens from here. We have fire department, we have police. It's a big mess down here. My God, they're still trying to put out that fire. It's still burning down there. Holy shit, this is bad. This is real bad. We don't need to be up here. We need to get down there.
John comes face to face with the disaster.
Oh my God, look at this. Train cars are tossed around like toys. Hundreds of people just injured, cops, firefighters everywhere. It's just incredible.
It's Southern California's worst train disaster in 50 years.
This is the toughest thing I've ever shot. I've never been to anything like this. It's just hard. It's a very surreal scene. Oh, they're pulling this guy out right here.
Firefighters race to get the man to a medevac. His injuries are critical and time is running out. Rescue teams from 40 fire companies work frantically to account for every one of the 225 passengers and crew.
We're 3 hours into it, and they're still trying to get all these people into ambulances, into hospitals to get treated. So we got a train that can carry 300 or 400 people. If that train was full, there's still probably at least 50, 60 people in that train.
While Jon continues to cover the train wreck, Howard gets a call from his twin brother Austin about a disaster closer to home.
Howard, come home quickly. Quick.
Austin had come home to find his apartment filled with smoke. Instinctively, he hit the record button.
But my brother never calls me and tells me to come home quickly like that. He's panicking about something.
Even though he's missing the biggest news story of the year, Howard races to his brother's aid.
Come on.
Barely escaping the flames, Austin stumbles out just in time. Finally able to catch his breath, Austin grabs a shot of the burning building. He learns the fire was caused when a blanket was left too close to a space heater. Just then, Howard pulls up.
Oh, shit.
Howard picks up his brother's camera when he sees Austin being treated. After years of chasing stories, Austin has become the news. With the fire under control, Howard follows his brother to the hospital. Jon Talent digs in for a long night as darkness falls on one of the worst train disasters in California history.
They're still pulling people out of the train, so it's just still major chaos.
And it looks like the firefighters are still digging so deeply into that belly of the train, so dangerous. At any moment, that metal could shift, something could fall. The body count in this fatality accident continues to grow. But it's just a horrible situation to watch these pictures unfold live.
Coming up, time is running out as the rescue kicks into high gear.
They have every available cop, every available firefighter. Ambulances coming in from everywhere.
And later, Scott is first on the scene of a shooting in the middle of gang territory.
Do you guys have any weapons on you or near you?
At the train wreck, rescue workers continue their desperate search for survivors. 45 miles away, there's a drive-by shooting in the heart of gang territory.
LA engine 70, anything further, we got it at 30.
We're on our way to a shooting call in Southgate. There's a good chance we're going to get here before the firemen and the policemen.
5151, engine is 151.
With so many police and rescue workers at the train crash, resources in the rest of the city are stretched dangerously thin.
We're here before the firemen and the policemen. So let's look for people on the ground. Right there. This is so not safe right now. There's no cops here. Even they're scooting out. Get behind the car in case they shoot at us. Seriously, use this car as protection. You don't know who they are. There might be a victim in there. Let's see.
One man appears to be wounded, and with no law enforcement around, no one knows if or when the shooter will circle back. Meanwhile, the rescue operation at the train crash pushes into the night.
They're still inside that train, taking it out piece by piece, trying to find if anybody's alive in there still after this long. I'd be really surprised, but miracles happen. This is a huge story. They have Every available cop, every available firefighter, ambulances coming in from everywhere.
Jon Talent has now been on the scene for 4 grueling hours.
It's just heartbreaking thinking of what the families that are waiting to see if their family member has survived this crash. That's just got to be pure torture.
But the rookie stringer is determined to deliver this important story. His footage goes nationwide.
Dozens have been killed, 134 injured when a passenger train was struck head-on by a freight train.
First responders to Friday's collision between a freight train and a Metrolink commuter train thought it would be bad, but soon discovered it was even worse.
You can actually see the Metrolink engine that is actually pushed inside of the passenger vehicle, the passenger car.
And even as the cranes eventually lifted the engine and car off the track, the sad count continued. So many dead. Most had been happily heading home for the weekend.
Meanwhile, Scott is on the scene of a drive-by shooting in gang territory with no police in sight.
Stay right there. Is anybody hit? He's hit? Okay. Just wait right there. You can put your hands down.
All right, let's go. This is difficult.
Do you guys have any weapons on you or near you? What was the deal? Were you walking by or what? Yeah? How many shots?
A couple of shots.
You just walking on the street?
Yeah, I got angry.
The victim was shot twice, just above the knee.
They just shot at me. I didn't want to see, I just started running and jumping to whatever I could.
I gotcha.
Rescue workers finally pull up, but won't approach the victim without police presence.
These guys, they're trained to wait for police to be here, code 4. That guy was laying down, bleeding to death. You wouldn't see the firemen sitting there letting it happen.
After an agonizing 30 minutes, police show up. It's now considered safe for the EMTs to treat the gunshot victim.
I'll tell you what, if I got shot, I wouldn't be sitting there freaking all nonchalant.
While rescue workers finally care for the injured man, they unload on Scott.
Our procedures.
Oh, I know your
you
procedures.
You guys are not supposed to come in and tell PD secure the scene because there's a gun here.
Oh, no, I totally.
I felt compromised because you guys are flashing lights.
I do apologize about that. You know, it's not the most exciting footage. It might not be the best story ever, but the fact that I walked up to a victim and said, hey, let me see the hole in your leg, I'll remember that for a while.
Coming up, 2 stringers on the front lines against a bad guy who won't go down.
This guy's got to be 250 pounds, and he's going to face off with 2 female cops. All right, oh, it's confirmed. It's a vehicle into a structure.
Howard Raishbrook hears that a man has just plowed his car through 2 brick walls and is still alive and kicking.
So there's 2 calls of a vehicle into a structure with a combative subject. LAPD responding. Oh, there's the vehicle. He's gone through a brick wall there.
Howard isn't the only stringer on the scene. Josh Harville is already there, hungry for his first story of the night.
My competition's already here.
Yeah, this guy definitely is showing some classic signs of being under the influence of PCP,
So he's being pretty belligerent right now. It looks like the paramedics and the firefighters, I mean, they can detain him, but they can't arrest him.
Well, that's a big guy, and he's walking, not listening to anything that they're saying. He's just walking around the intersection.
Josh closes in on the action.
Mate, Josh is going to get himself killed. This guy's got to be 250 pounds, and he's going to face off with 2 female cops. Oh, they pepper sprayed him.
The pepper spray would have dropped most men, but not this guy.
This guy's an animal. Now he's going to calm down. He has no choice now. 2 female cops, paramedics, firefighters, 4 other police officers with tasers on him.
Howard likes to hang back on the sidewalk and hide, but I'm not afraid. At least I'll get the shot.
You know, it kind of sucks. I mean, he was closer than me, but it's always a pain in the ass when the competition gets in before you.
But even though Josh was closer to the action, Howard zoomed in and got the better shot.
So that was actually a pretty unique story. He had a vehicle into a structure, which is good anyway, plus him being combative, being maced, and then threatened with a taser. That's pretty good.
Whether it's a major disaster that stuns the nation or a fire that affects only a few, stringers are there to tell the story.
I get a phone call like this of a major incident, and it's in my blood. You just gotta go.
Even from when I can remember, 3 or 4 years old, my parents were saying that we used to chase fire trucks in my hometown. And I guess it's built in. It's part of us. It's what we've always done, and we absolutely love it.